Hi, welcome to your Illinois Soccer Vidcast with Masaki, Sugimoto, and Eliseo, Elizarraraz, and we are your Illinois Soccer beat reporters. And we're talking to talk about this weekend where Illinois faced Michigan State and Michigan. So first off, they were able to beat Michigan State on Friday 2-0. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, to me that looked like a standard Illinois win before they went on that bad losing streak, where they could not win a game essentially for 5 games straight. Until they got that tie against Maryland. But I mean, it looked like a team that had gained its confidence back, through the reintroduction of its injured players.
Yeah, and speaking of reintroduction of injured players, Cara Marbury is really starting to get back to form. Her foot's pretty much healed at this point. One of her problems, I think, is just getting back into shape, because you saw her this weekend when you'd get halfway, two-thirds of the way through a half, she'd start huffing and puffing. She wouldn't be running as fast as she used to, but she was able to score a goal along with Emily Osoba, and it was 2 freshmen leading the Illini this weekend.
I mean, I think in Kara's case, I think she always really just tormented the defense, while Janelle's job was just to get the balls and score it, and so she really opened up space for Janelle, and I think that's something that Illinois was missing as soon as she was injured and before the Iowa game, and that's something that cost, I feel, Illinois a lot of points along the way. Just not having a consistent starter up there with Janelle, but she's back, and despite not being 100% fit, she's still firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and then the next game they played was against Michigan. They lost 2-1, but it was some of the better soccer that we saw from Illinois this year.
Yeah, they thoroughly outshot a Michigan team that is up there in the Big Ten standings, and so I feel like the way they play today, if they continue to play the way they play today against Wisconsin next Friday, they really have it cut out for them. Wisconsin does.
Yeah, and they outshot Michigan 23-8, I believe, and that kind of discrepancy, yet not being able to really outscore them because they really lost to Michigan's set pieces, not Michigan's offense. And Illinois is a team that's typically very strong on set pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you typically have big bodies in there like Casey Conine and Jenna Miller, who do not have playing time against Michigan, and it was. I mean, when you don't have those kinds of bodies in the back, they can be a struggle for them. They have a relatively low squad, and you have Abudule and Flaws herself isn't that tall. The defense with Hope, it's not a tall team, but I mean once you're able to go into attack and the team is playing dynamic offensive football like they've known how to play, it can be a pretty sight to see.
Yeah, and despite the loss, they were still able to get into the Big Ten tournament. After a loss from Nebraska, they were able to at least clinch a spot, and now all they have to do is to get a good game against Wisconsin and go into the Big Ten tournament.
Yep, I mean, they're in. They're essentially in with a loss, and it's not up to them to complain about it. They're in, and I feel like their earlier form really paid off now late in the season. So I mean, hopefully they can finish off the season strong against Wisconsin next Friday.
Yep, and that's all the time we have for you today, folks. So I'm Masaki Sugimoto. This is Eliseo, Elizarraraz. We are your Illinois soccer beat writers, and thank you.